Hello, and a heartfelt welcome back to our shared corner of reflection. It's always grounding to reconnect here, exploring the subtle yet profound wisdom that emerges from a life lived with attention and heart. Today, we're turning inwards, exploring the quiet garden of the mind and spirit. We'll be talking about inner peace, not as a lofty, unattainable goal, but as a reachable state cultivated through specific mindset shifts, perspectives that often naturally blossom and deepen with the experience of age. This isn't about passively accepting difficulties or ceasing to engage with life. Quite the opposite. These mindset shifts often empower us to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with greater grace, resilience, and equanimity. They are the fruits of long observation, learned patience, and often a gentle letting go of patterns that no longer serve us. So, let's explore some of these transformative shifts together, beginning with a fundamental reorientation from constant activity to appreciating the value of stillness. Mindset shift 1. From a primary focus on doing to an appreciation for being. Think back over the busiest periods of your life, perhaps when building a career, raising young children, or juggling multiple demanding roles. There's often an immense pressure, both external and internal, to be constantly doing. Productivity, achievement, activity, these are often highly valued. Our identity can become deeply intertwined with what we accomplish, how busy we are, the roles we perform. Rest might even feel like laziness, and stillness like wasted time. We live life at a breathless pace, often focused on the next task, the next goal, the next milestone. While purposeful activity is certainly valuable, a profound shift often occurs. Sometimes gradually, sometimes more suddenly, prompted by changes like retirement or altered health, where the frantic need to constantly do begins to lessen its grip. In its place, a quiet appreciation for simply being can emerge. This isn't about inactivity or apathy. It's about recognizing the intrinsic value of presence, awareness, and quiet contemplation, independent of any tangible output. It's the ability to sit quietly with a cup of tea and just watch the birds outside the window, without feeling guilty for not accomplishing something. It's finding contentment in simple presence with a loved one, without needing constant conversation or activity. It's the recognition that our worth isn't solely defined by our productivity or our roles. This shift often brings a tremendous sense of relief, a letting go of immense pressure we might not have even realized we were carrying. This appreciation for being allows us to connect more deeply with the present moment, a theme we've touched on before. Savoring simple experiences that might have been rushed past or entirely missed during periods dominated by doing. It fosters a sense of inner spaciousness and reduces the relentless drive that can lead to burnout and anxiety. It's discovering the quiet peace that resides underneath the surface noise of constant activity. A peace accessible through stillness and mindful presence. This appreciation for the present is often interwoven with another significant perspective shift gained over time. Mindset shift 2. A deepened understanding and acceptance of impermanence. When we are younger, there can be a tendency, perhaps unconscious, to view life and its elements as somewhat permanent. We might cling tightly to relationships, possessions, identities, or even specific moments of happiness, fearing their loss. Conversely, we might despair during difficult times, feeling as though the pain or hardship will last forever. The future often stretches out seemingly indefinitely. A long life, however, provides irrefutable, first-hand evidence of the universal truth of impermanence. Nothing stays the same. We witness the ebb and flow of joy and sorrow, gain and loss, health and illness, beginnings and endings, over and over again. Seasons change, Relationships evolve or end. Loved ones pass away. Our own bodies transform. Societal landscapes shift. Experiencing these cycles repeatedly doesn't necessarily make loss less painful, but it can cultivate a profound understanding that change is the fundamental nature of reality. Viewed through the lens of wisdom, this understanding isn't inherently morbid or depressing. In fact, it can be incredibly liberating and lead to greater peace. When we truly grasp that everything is transient, several things happen. Increased gratitude for the present. Knowing that pleasant moments, good health, or time with loved ones won't last forever encourages us to savor them more fully now, rather than taking them for granted. Appreciation deepens. Reduced clinging, understanding impermanence helps loosen our desperate grip on things we cannot ultimately hold on to. Whether it's youth, possessions, specific outcomes, or even life itself. This reduced attachment diminishes the suffering caused by inevitable loss or change. Greater resilience during difficult times, remembering that this too shall pass. A truth learned through experiencing the end of previous hardships provides perspective and hope during current struggles. It helps us endure difficulties with the knowledge that challenging phases are also temporary. Building on this acceptance is another shift in how we view life's inevitable bumps in the road. Mindset shift 3. Gaining perspective on problems and challenges. Remember a problem or setback that felt absolutely catastrophic when you were, say, 20 or 30. A failed exam, a relationship breakup, a job loss, a financial worry. At the time, it might have felt like the end of the world, consuming all your thoughts and energy. Now, looking back, with the benefit of decades of experience, how does that same event appear? Often, while still perhaps remembered as difficult, its magnitude shrinks considerably in the larger context of your entire life. One of the significant gifts of aging is the accumulation of a vast library of lived experience. Having navigated countless challenges, overcome obstacles, survived disappointments, and witnessed similar struggles in others, provides an invaluable sense of perspective. This perspective doesn't eliminate new problems, but it changes how we relate to them. The wisdom gained often fosters reduced catastrophizing. The tendency to immediately jump to the worst-case scenario diminishes. Experience teaches that most problems, even serious ones, are manageable or survivable. We've overcome challenges before, and we likely can again. Increased problem-solving confidence. Having successfully navigated difficulties in the past builds a quiet confidence in one's ability to find solutions, seek help, or endure what needs to be endured. Better emotional regulation. While initial emotional reactions might still occur, the experienced mind often recovers more quickly. It recognizes the feeling, fear, anger, anxiety, but doesn't get quite as swept away by it. Knowing that intense emotions tend to subside, ability to see the bigger picture, current problems are viewed within the broader context of a long life, recognizing them as chapters, not the entire book. This prevents temporary difficulties from overshadowing everything else. This doesn't mean becoming callous or minimizing genuine suffering. It means meeting challenges with a calmer center, less panic, and a greater trust in one's own resilience and resourcefulness. What once seemed like insurmountable mountains often revealed themselves, with time and perspective, to have been challenging hills that were successfully climbed. This hard-won perspective is a powerful antidote to anxiety and a direct pathway to greater inner peace. When facing life's inevitable difficulties, this hard-won perspective, gained through navigating life's difficulties, is a powerful antidote to anxiety and a direct pathway to greater inner peace. What once felt like overwhelming crises often transform, in hindsight, into manageable challenges that ultimately fostered strength. This calmer approach often pairs beautifully with another freeing shift: caring less about external validation. Mindset shift for letting go of the need for others' approval. Think about how much energy, particularly in youth and middle age, is often invested in worrying about what other people think. We might dress a certain way, choose careers, make life decisions, or even censor our own thoughts and feelings based on seeking approval. Avoiding criticism, or trying to fit in with perceived social expectations. This constant need for external validation can be exhausting, and can lead us away from our authentic selves, causing internal conflict and stress. One of the quiet freedoms frequently reported with advancing age is a significant lessening of this burden. Having lived through decades of societal trends, shifting opinions, and personal ups and downs, there's often a realization that trying to please everyone is an impossible and ultimately unfulfilling task. Experience teaches that people's opinions are often fleeting, subjective, and more reflective of their own biases than of our inherent worth. This doesn't mean becoming rude or entirely disregarding others' feelings. Rather, it's a shift towards internal validation. It's developing a stronger sense of self-worth that isn't solely dependent on external praise or opinions. It's finding the confidence to be more authentic, to speak your truth kindly, to pursue interests you genuinely enjoy regardless of whether they are popular or fashionable, and to make choices aligned with your own values, even if they differ from the norm. This letting go of the exhausting pursuit of approval brings incredible peace. It liberates energy previously spent on worrying and conforming, allowing for more genuine self-expression and deeper integrity. There's a comfort in knowing and accepting oneself, finding approval from within rather than constantly seeking it from the outside world. This self-acceptance is a cornerstone of inner tranquility. Finally, perhaps one of the most profound shifts that nurtures inner peace, available at any age but often deepening with time, is the active cultivation of gratitude. Mindset shift 5. Cultivating gratitude as a daily practice. It's easy to fall into the habit of noticing what's wrong, what's missing, or what could be better. Our brains are somewhat wired to scan for problems as a survival mechanism. While useful for avoiding danger, this tendency, left unchecked, can lead to a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction or anxiety, even when life is objectively quite good. Gratitude offers a powerful counterbalance. As we've touched upon before in relation to simple pleasures, cultivating gratitude isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about deliberately shifting our attention, consciously noticing and appreciating the good things, both big and small, that are present in our lives. The wisdom of age often brings a sharper awareness of just how precious these seemingly ordinary gifts truly are. Things easily overlooked when younger, this might be gratitude for reasonably good health, even with its limitations, for enduring relationships with family or friends, for a safe place to live, for enough food to eat, for cherished memories, for the beauty found in nature, for the kindness of a stranger, for the simple ability to breathe or see or hear. The key is making gratitude an active practice. It could be as simple as mentally listing 3 things you're thankful for each morning or evening, keeping a gratitude journal, or simply pausing throughout the day to consciously appreciate a positive moment or circumstance. This consistent practice literally rewires the brain over time, training it to notice the good more readily. This shift towards gratitude fundamentally alters our experience of life. It reduces feelings of lack and increases contentment. It fosters resilience by reminding us of our resources even during challenging times. It improves mood, lessens anxiety, and deepens our appreciation for the present moment. It's perhaps the most direct route to experiencing inner peace. Realizing the abundance already present rather than constantly chasing an elusive future happiness. Conclusion: the inner landscape of peace. So, these mindset shifts, moving from a primary focus on doing to appreciating being, developing acceptance of impermanence, gaining perspective on problems, letting go of the need for others' approval, and actively cultivating gratitude, are powerful tools for nurturing inner peace. Tools often sharpened and refined by the experiences of a long life. They represent a turn inward, a recognition that while we cannot always control external events, we have significant influence over our internal landscape. By consciously adjusting our perspectives and ways of thinking, we can cultivate a state of greater calm, resilience, contentment, and grace, allowing us to navigate the continuing journey of life with a more peaceful heart. This inner peace is not a destination finally reached, but rather a way of traveling, available to us moment by moment when we apply the wisdom learned along the way. Which of these mindset shifts resonates most with you? Are there other internal changes you've noticed that bring greater peace as you age? We invite you to share your valuable insights in the comments below. Your perspective enriches our community. If you found this exploration of inner peace meaningful, please give the video a like, and consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom for more reflections on navigating life with wisdom and grace. Sharing this might offer comfort or inspiration to someone else seeking tranquility. Thank you for joining us in this quiet reflection. May you find ways to cultivate your own inner peace, drawing strength and wisdom from your unique journey. Until next time, be well and tend gently to your inner garden.